Hello, everyone, and welcome back to The Modern Elder. Today, I want to talk about something that's been on my mind a lot lately, especially as I see more friends and colleagues transition into retirement. There's this picture that gets painted for us, this grand vision of what our golden years are supposed to look like. It usually involves a beach, maybe a cruise ship, and almost always a golf course. It's a picture of pure, uninterrupted leisure. And while there is nothing wrong with a good round of golf or a relaxing day by the sea, I've come to believe that this vision is missing a crucial ingredient. We're sold the idea that after decades of hard work, the ultimate reward is to stop working hard altogether. But what if that's not what we truly need? What if the key to a vibrant, fulfilling later life isn't just about ease, but also about meaningful effort? For so many years, our lives are structured around challenges. We had careers to build, deadlines to meet, problems to solve, families to raise. Our brains were constantly engaged, learning, adapting, and overcoming obstacles. This process, this state of being deeply immersed in a challenging yet achievable task, is what psychologists call flow. It's that feeling you get when you're so absorbed in something that time just seems to melt away. You're not thinking about your worries or your to-do list. You're just completely present in the zone. This state of flow is incredibly rewarding. It builds confidence, provides a sense of accomplishment, and keeps our minds sharp. Then, retirement happens. The structure falls away. The daily challenges disappear. And while the initial relief is wonderful for many, it's followed by a quiet, creeping sense of restlessness, even a loss of identity. That is because our need for challenge doesn't just switch off when we get our last paycheck. It's a fundamental part of who we are. We are built to solve, to create, to learn, and to grow. Simply filling our days with passive leisure can leave us feeling adrift like a ship without a rudder. We need something to steer toward, a new mountain to climb. This is where the idea of a hard hobby comes in. Now, when I say hard, I don't mean something that's miserable or impossibly difficult. I mean a pursuit that requires you to show up and engage your mind, your body, or both. Something with a learning curve. Think about what makes a hobby hard in this positive sense. First, there's a skill to be mastered. It's not something you can perfect in a single afternoon. It demands practice, patience, and a willingness to be a beginner again. This could be the mental effort of understanding music theory to play the piano or the physical coordination required for something like pottery or ballroom dancing. Second, it pushes you out of your comfort zone. It might involve a degree of physical exertion, like training for a 5K or taking up rock climbing. Or it might be the mental stretch of learning a new language or diving into a complex subject like astronomy. Third, and this is a big one, it often involves a social connection. Joining a choir, a woodworking club, or a volunteer group that tackles tough community problems connects us with others who share our passion. It builds a new kind of community, one based on shared effort and mutual growth, which can be incredibly powerful after we leave the built-in social network of our workplace. So what do these hard hobbies look like in practice? The possibilities are truly endless, and it's all about what sparks your curiosity. For some, it might be something creative and hands-on, like woodworking. Imagine the satisfaction of taking a raw piece of lumber and, through careful planning, measuring, cutting, and finishing, turning it into a beautiful, functional piece of furniture. It's a slow, deliberate process that requires both precision and artistry. Or maybe it's the intellectual challenge of learning a new language. It's not just about memorizing vocabulary. It's about rewiring your brain to understand new grammatical structures, new sounds, and ultimately a new way of seeing the world. And think of the reward, the ability to travel to a new country and connect with people in their native tongue. But others, it could be a competitive sport, and I don't just mean a casual game. Talking about joining a local tennis league, a master's swimming team, or even taking up martial arts. The discipline of training, the strategy of competition, and the camaraderie with teammates provide a structure and a sense of purpose that can be profoundly fulfilling. And let's not forget the digital world. Learning to code, for example, is like learning the language of the modern world. You can build websites, create simple applications, or just understand the technology that shapes our lives on a much deeper level. It's a pure problem-solving exercise that can be endlessly fascinating. The common thread here is that these aren't passive activities. They demand your attention, your effort, and your persistence. They give you something to work on, to get better at day after day. Now I can hear what some of you might be thinking. That sounds great, But where do I even begin? The idea of starting something so complex from scratch is overwhelming, and you're right, it can be. The key is to start small and manage your expectations. Let go of the need to be perfect. The goal here is not to become a world-class master overnight. The goal is to engage in the process. If you want to learn to play the guitar, don't start by trying to play a complex solo. Start by learning 3 basic chords, just 3. Practice them for 15 minutes a day. Celebrate the small victory of being able to switch between them cleanly. If you're interested in woodworking, don't decide to build a dining room table as your first project. Start with a simple birdhouse or a small box. Go to your local library or look online for beginner plans. Find a community college or a local makerspace that offers introductory classes. The instructors there are used to working with beginners, and they'll guide you through the basics safely. The beauty of being a beginner is that every small step forward is a noticeable achievement. You're not supposed to be an expert. Give yourself the grace to be clumsy, to make mistakes, and to learn from them. The joy isn't in the destination of mastery, but in the journey of getting better. That's where the flow is. That's where the satisfaction lies. Retirement shouldn't be a long, slow fade into inactivity. It's an opportunity. It's the third act of your life, a chapter that you get to write for yourself. It's a chance to finally pursue that thing you always wondered about, to challenge yourself in a new way, to build a new identity based not on what you did for a living, but on what you love to do. It's about replacing the challenges of your career with the challenges of your own choosing. So yes, play golf. Enjoy the beach. You've earned it. Don't let that be the whole story. Find your hard hobby. Find that thing that makes you a little nervous, but also excites you. Find something that will engage your mind, move your body, and connect you with others. Right? Find a new mountain to climb, not because you have to, but because you can. Because the view from the top, no matter how long it takes to get there, is always worth the effort. Thank you for spending this time with me today. I'm genuinely curious to hear what you think. What's your hard hobby? What's something you've always wanted to try? Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. It's a wonderful way for us all to learn from each other. If you found this conversation helpful, please consider subscribing to The Modern Elder for more discussions like this. Till next time, be well and stay curious.